Welcome to the Marley Bird YouTube channel, brought to you by Red Heart Yarns. In this video, I will show you how to make the Shifting Stripes Shawl. This showstopper of a shawl is simply stunning, and it uses two different colorways of Red Heart's It's a Wrap rainbow yarn, which is a nice color-changing yarn that really gradually goes from one color to the next. By combining two different colorways of this yarn, you get this amazing look of a shawl. This is a free pattern available at redheart.com. You'll find a link to the pattern in the video description box right down there below. And while you're down there, please smash that like button, as my kids say. Once you have that pattern and your materials, join me back here and I'll show you everything you need to know to make this really beautiful shawl. Combining two different colorways of a long color changing yarn is nothing new, but in my opinion, it should be used way more for designing. As you look down here, you can see the Red Heart It's a Wrap rainbow yarn I showed you at the start, and these are two different colorways. But here at the center, this center colorway really resembles sort of what's going on out here. But when we combine these two, we get a really neat effect. Now, this is the colorway Foggy, and this is the colorway Couture, which is completely different than what was used in the sample, but you could see that by combining these two, you could also get a really cool look. And then as we create the shawl, we will work short rows to create long or bigger stripes on one side and short and narrow stripes on the opposite side. By changing colors when the pattern indicates, we get the really cool color transition of one to the next simply by using two different colorways. And you get this really cool, fantastic look. I'm telling you, I went to an event recently where this shawl was on display and everybody stopped to look at it. It is really amazing. For this demonstration, I'm going to use some thicker yarn than the It's a Wrap rainbow, so that way you can better see how the stitches are made. But when you make the actual shawl, you will want to use It's a Wrap rainbow and size 3 knitting needles, okay? You'll also want to make sure those knitting needles are circular knitting needles to accommodate the number of stitches you will be using. For today's video, I will be using Red Heart's Colorscape yarn, which is a color changing yarn as well, and I will combine two different colorways to show you how this works up, and I'm going to be using some bigger needles. Again, it's just so that you can better see here on the video. Hopefully you guys can understand that and step out of the pattern zone just to learn how these pattern stitches are worked up. So go ahead, grab your yarn, and let's jump in. And I'm going to start off with this particular colorway of Red Heart Colorscapes. Now I will start off with a slip knot, and I will place that slip knot directly onto my knitting needles. For the instructions, you need to cast on 3 stitches, and you could choose any cast on you wish. I'm going to use a long tail cast on for this demonstration. So I have 1 stitch on my needle, and that means I need 2 more stitches. I have 3 stitches completed and cast on. So let's go ahead and jump into the instructions. I am using my color A, and I will go ahead and turn my work, which means I'm looking at the wrong side of my work as the pattern indicates. And I start off with a knit 1. So I will knit 1 stitch, then I will yarn over. My yarn is in back, bring it between my needles to the front, and then back over top of my right hand needle. Now I need to place a marker. So I'm going to grab one of the markers that I showed you guys how to make in another video here. Place that directly onto my knitting needle. Now I will work a knit front and back. So I will go into the next stitch, yarn over my needle, come out the stitch, extend, swivel around, go into the back leg of that same stitch, yarn over my needle, come out that stitch, and off. That's called a knit front and back. Now I will go ahead and I'm going to turn my work without working that last stitch, okay? So I'm leaving this last stitch right there, okay? Seems awkward, I know. You can do this. I'm going to hold the yarn in my other hand this time because I'm more comfortable with it over there, and I want to be able to show others how to work the stitches over here. So I'm on the right side of my fabric now, and I will knit 2 stitches. So I knit 1 and I knit 2. That brings me to my marker. So I slip my marker. I will knit 1 and I will yarn over. So I bring my yarn between my needles, over top of my right hand needle, and back to the back, and I knit 1. So I have a total of 6 stitches on my needle. Now I turn my work. When I turn my work, I always move my markers to the side that's facing me. It just makes it easier so I don't accidentally knit them into my fabric. Once I turn my work, I'm on row 3. So I begin with a knit 1, yarn over, knit 2, slip my marker, knit front and back. So now we're going to knit front and back. So I go into the stitch, yarn over, pop out the stitch, extend it, swivel around, go into the back leg of that same stitch, yarn over, pull that yarn over through. So now I've created 2 stitches where there was 1 and have that jump off. So that is a knit front and back. Now I turn my work. I'm leaving these 2 stitches unworked. So I turn my work. Seems awkward, I know, but you can do it. So you turn your work. We're now on row 4, and so row 4 is a right side. And because I like to know what's right side and wrong side, I'm going to grab another stitch marker. This one has a lobster claw on it, and I'm just going to place it on this side of my fabric so I know this is my right side, okay? So I'm just going to let that hang there. So I'm on row 4, which means I knit 2. So I knit 1 and I knit 2, slip my marker, knit 3, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, and knit 1. Woo! All of this is still with the same color, okay? So what we've done here is we've worked those short rows. Whenever we turn our work without finishing those extra stitches, those are short rows that we are not completing. So I go ahead, turn my work. I am on row 5. I will put my marker over there. The other marker just stays in place. It doesn't go anywhere. It just indicates that that's the right side of my fabric. I start off with a knit 1, yarn over, knit 4, slip my marker, knit front and back, so go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, extend that stitch on my right hand needle, swivel around, go into the back leg of that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, so I have 2 stitches where there was 1, and let that jump off. Now I will knit 2 stitches, 1, 2, yarn over, and knit 1. Look at that, no short rows that row. So I have a total of 12 stitches all completed right there onto my fabric. It might not look like much yet, but as we get going, it's going to look like a little bit more. And this is where we change colors. I'll go ahead and turn my work, and I will drop color A. I don't want to cut it. I just want to let it hang out there and do its thing, okay? But now I want to work with my color B. So I'm going to grab my second color here. It's a little bit lighter. Hopefully you guys can see it. And I will do the setup stripe B. So we are on row 1 for setup stripe B. Okay, so I'm leaving A down there. I haven't cut it. I'm just letting it hang out. So row 1, I'm on the right side. I can see my dangly bit there, so no worries. And I start off with a knit 1. I knit with my new color, okay? And then I yarn over and knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip my marker and then knit 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over and then knit 1. No short rows that one, which is great because now all of the stitches are worked into my color A. I will turn my work so I'm on the wrong side of my fabric. I'm on row 2 of my setup stripe B, and I'm ready to begin. I work a knit 1, yarn over my needle, and then knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I slip my marker. I will work a knit front and back, so I go in as if to knit, yarn over, pull through, extend, swivel around, go into the back leg of that same stitch on my left-hand needle, yarn over, pop out that stitch, and off. So I did my knit front and back. I have all of these stitches here, and I'm going to leave them be. I'm just going to turn my work. Turn my work. So we're starting our short rows again, okay? So I've turned my work. All of these are unworked, and I carry on. So I will do row 3 of the setup stripe B. So I knit 2, so knit 1, knit 2, slip my marker, knit 7, yarn over my needle, and then knit 1. Not too bad so far, right? Let's go ahead and turn our work and begin row 4 of the setup stripe B. Row 4 has us begin with a knit 1, yarn over, knit 8. 1, 2, slip your marker, knit front and back. Turn your work. I'm going to leave all of these stitches unworked, okay? So I go ahead and I turn my work. Be very careful as you're turning, okay? You don't want to drop those stitches. Okay? All right, so I've turned my work. I'm on row 5, so I'm going to knit 2. Slip my marker, knit 9. Yarn over my needle and knit 1. Okay, so that's the end of row 5. I turn my work, begin row 6 of the setup stripe B. Row 6 has us begin with a knit 1, yarn over, knit 10, slip our marker, knit front and back, knit 7, yarn over, and then knit 1. So we're back to where our first stitch is. So we knit 1. And you can see we have started out our stitch pattern. Look at this. Let's go ahead and turn it and look at the right side here. So I'm going to leave my marker over there so you can see here. You can see we're obviously starting to get a lot bigger stripes over here on this side because this is the side that we are working every row. This side over here, we're getting much narrower stripes because these are the stripes that we do our short rows on. So we only actually get 2 rows done over here. As you continue on in the pattern, you're going to change colors at the end of each stripe section, just like we've been doing. And you will be maintaining all of the short rows that we've been doing along too. Luckily, the wonderful designer has written out each row for us, so you don't have to remember what we just did. You can carry on in the pattern, just following along what she has told us to do. There's nothing new in the pattern from this point forward that I haven't already shown you. You would continue on in the stripes for as many times times as the pattern indicates, and you would finish with 1 full row of A. When you finish with that, you'd bind off your stitches and your shawl would be complete. I think the most difficult part of this entire shawl is the short rows, because it's something that is really contrary to what we've been doing, right? You don't leave any stitch left behind. But when you're working short rows, that's literally what you're doing. You're working a partial row, turning your work and working back on the stitches you've already created, leaving all of those unworked stitches alone until it's time to get to them. I think as long as you follow along with the instructions, make sure you turn when you're supposed to, work those knit front and backs, and use your stitch markers, you will be just fine making this really showstopper of a shawl. Really, that's what they should have called it, was showstopper. But it's the Shifting Stripes Shawl. It is so much fun to make. Go ahead and grab yourself 2 different colorways of Red Heart It's a Wrap Rainbow and get started with this really great pattern. Once again, it uses size 3 knitting needles, and I suggest using circular needles to accommodate the number of stitches you will have towards the end of this shawl. But if you make this shawl, make sure you tag us on social media. I am #MarleyBird, or you could just do #RedHeartYarns. Hope you've enjoyed this video and you learned something new, and you'll run out, grab yourself 2 complementary but contrasting colorways of the same yarn and get started on this Shifting Stripes Shawl. I'm Marley Bird, proud national spokesperson for Red Heart Yarns. Bye. Hey, thanks for joining me today on the channel. If you want more videos just like that one, check out some of these other videos that I've already handpicked for you. And don't forget to hit subscribe so that way you're up to date whenever I release a new video. And don't forget, smash that like button, as my kids say. Bye guys.